Hello everyone, I am Matt Williamson. A lot to dig into, Steeler related and of course Super Bowl related. You gotta love that. For last podcast until of the season, really, before the Super Bowl right around the corner. But congratulations to Cam Hayward. Well deserved from what I understand. I mean, I've been around Cam quite a bit. He probably doesn't know who I am at all. But I can tell you his team leadership, his locker room leadership, and his overall character is always felt in that building and is very real. My son actually, of course, a Steeler fan. He's 17 now, but happens to be an Ohio State fan. When he was in grade school, he did a pretty in-depth report on the Hayward house. It was very impressive. And from what I understand, they're doing even better work now. It's growing and all those things. And I also do know it was very important to Hayward and, to win the Man of the Year award, which really is highly, highly respected around the league. So congratulations to him. That's phenomenal. It's just good juju for a good dude. And I think there's a lot to that. Now, another Steeler, I think, got screwed pretty bad, to be honest with you. There's more to awards than just stats. But to me, Crosby, Garrett, Watt, Parsons, Bosa, they all get treated the same by their opponents. They're feared. Blocks are, they are doubled. Blocking schemes treat them with the utmost respect. I'm talking about the 5 best edge defenders in the league. So I've heard people rebut, just when I talk about stats, Watts versus Garrett, that, well, he gets doubled so much more than TJ. No, he doesn't. He actually might even have more around him than TJ. Maybe that was an argument in previous years, but their assignments are equally difficult. The Browns had a little bit better year defensively, but not as big as you think, especially when you factor in their road numbers, was really bad. Or not, their home numbers were unbelievably good. Their road numbers were, okay. But here's the stat difference, all of which favor Watt. 68 tackles to 42. 48 solo tackles to 33 for Garrett. 19 sacks versus 14 for Garrett. And he had 1 in his last 6 weeks. 50 pressures compared to 37. 18 quarterback hits compared to 16. Again, all these favor Watt. 19 tackles for loss compared to 17. Both had 4 forced fumbles. That's the only one that Garrett even equals him. 3 fumble recoveries for Watt, 1 for Miles. 1 interception versus 0 for Miles. 8 pass deflections versus 3 for Garrett. It's not even close. And I will say some of these awards are BS, to be honest with you, because I think there's a narrative, a truthism that it's Garrett's turn. And this started before the season even started. And I think a lot of people, I even picked Garrett to be Defensive Player of the Year, MVP, before the season started. But I don't think he earned it. I think Watt did. But I thought, and I wasn't wrong. Nobody was wrong. He was awesome this year. I mean, just to say that Watt was better than him this year doesn't mean Garrett stinks. But a lot of people thought Schwartz is their guy now. He's coming into his prime. This is his year. There's more around him. Garrett's going to win the defensive MVP this year. And sort of just kind of thought that way all through the season, as opposed to looking at it with a little more logic and analytics, to be honest with you. So that bothers me. I think TJ got screwed. Side note, just some of the awards last night, Antonio Gates got screwed for the Hall of Fame. I mean, are you kidding me? I mean, Devin Hester goes in before Antonio Gates. And it's another stupid thing with voters. Sometimes they don't think he's quite good enough to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Come on. I mean, he's one of the best 5 easily, and you kept him off. And I have a real problem with Hester going. Not because he wasn't the best punt returner ever. I think he is. He's probably the best return man ever. But, and yes, he petrified, scared teams to no end, But if I'm punting against the Bears and Hester's in his prime, I can just punt it out of bounds. You can neutralize what he does. I don't understand that at all. So I had a real problem with that. I had a real problem with Watt, but congrats to Cam. Obviously, that is a huge honor. BetOnline is your number one source for playoff football odds, stats, trends, and lines with everything from point spreads to hundreds of player performance props, dozens of odds, props, and info on hundreds of sports, events, politics, and entertainment. You can access the world's best wagering information anytime from desktop or your mobile device. It's super easy. Head to BetOnline today and stay updated on all the action. BetOnline, the game starts here. So, let's talk Super Bowl a little bit. I'm feeling stronger and stronger about the Chiefs, to be very honest with you. And the biggest reason is Mahomes, of course. I mean, that's sort of a shortcut to thinking, but he's the most special football player I've ever seen. And he's better in big games. He's playing his best football right now. I mean, here's just one little number I found right before we went on the air. I mean, he's been an underdog in Vegas only 12 times in his career, which is remarkable in itself. Against the spread, he's 10-1-1 in those games. And 9-3 straight up. I mean, he's a dog. He's won 9 out of 12. And I also think there's a big been there, done it factor. You know, that the Chiefs, Kelsey, Reed, Mahomes, Spagnuolo, the key figures have been down this road a lot, and the Patriots have taught us that's very important. It's just a different world. Halftime's longer. Commercial breaks are longer. The fanfare, the nerves. I think that favors them dramatically. I also think the Niners' offense is probably the best of the four units, but I think their defense is the worst, and especially the way they've played the last couple weeks. Now, none are bad. Kansas City has a noticeable special teams advantage. I also think Mahomes, one of his amazing things of late is he is making no mistakes. He's not taking sacks. He's not putting the ball in harm's way. And frankly, Purdy's been a little lucky the last couple games in terms of interception luck. He's been putting the ball in harm's way, but hasn't paid for it. Doesn't mean he will in this one, but Spagnuolo is tremendous, the Chiefs defensive coordinator, and is going to throw a lot at them. I think they'll vary things up quite a bit. I think they're going to take an approach of not letting McCaffrey beat them and put it on Purdy's shoulders, and he's capable, but not to the Mahomes level. You know, no one is. I mean, that's the thing. Kelsey presents problems, although that defense in the middle of the field is quite good for San Francisco. I think it's just going to be Mahomes being very precise, short passing, extending plays. And I have Kansas City win this game 23-20. And maybe it's a little low on the scoring end because I could see these offenses and these great offensive minds figuring things out and starting to move the ball down the field pretty consistently late in the game. But I think Butker wins this thing in the end. And the Chiefs are a juggernaut, to be honest with you. So that's what I got. I forgot to mention, too, the Steelers also hired 2 new assistant coaches to coach the receivers and quarterbacks. I don't know much about them, and I'm not going to tell you a deep dive on assistant coaches who there's no data for me to evaluate or anything of that nature. But when I get more from being down the facility and people talking them up, I'll definitely relay that to you. But I do like that Pittsburgh went outside the organization, you know, kind of went out their comfort zone to fix the offense this offseason. So that in itself to me is good stuff. And these guys have a good reputation. I just don't know them well or know enough about them of how they will influence the offense. So that's a wrap. I think the Chiefs win it. Congrats to Cam. Gates got screwed. Watt got screwed. And we will be back. I'll be back Monday. See you.